So, hi everybody. This is Lori coming to you from the woods in Virginia where it's still early spring. We've just had the vernal equinox. For those of you down under, it's going to be the fall equinox. And I just wanted to share the impressions that I got. I went out on Thursday night. It was at 11:50 Thursday evening here. And I went out in my front yard and sat and just felt into the energies that were happening for probably about half an hour. And it was almost like things were being reformed and rebuilt, and timelines were mixing. It felt really good. It was very different. But it was almost like the timelines were like passing through my body, like from one direction and then coming from the other direction. And it was like, if you can imagine ripples in a pond overlapping. So you've got one that originated on one side and one that originated on the other side, and they're just kind of overlapping as they go through me. And that was what it felt like. That was kind of the visual I got, but what it felt like more was a restructuring. Like my cells were being rebuilt, like my internals were being restructured isn't quite the right word. Recalibrated is more the right word. And I felt the energy of the earth very strongly. There was a very strong heartbeat, a lot of love, but the energies are shifting. And there are things in this world that are no longer energetically a fit for where we're headed as humanity and where the planet is headed in our evolution. And so that's what this shifting is about. That's part of what this virus is about. It is about the transmutation of fear. So when I look at the fears that came up for me when the virus first came out, I know there are some illnesses that I have absolutely no concern about contracting. And most of them are vector borne. You know, you have ticks and you have mosquitoes and you have maybe other animals that can transmit diseases, and I'm really not concerned about any of those. And this one hit me differently. This one felt different in my body because I felt susceptible and vulnerable, and I normally don't. And so I have had to kind of acquaint myself with this virus and sit with it and sit with my fears and feel into them. And that's kind of what's up for anyone. If you're feeling fear around this virus, work through it. It's about transmuting that, because some of this fear is, how do I say this? It is the fear of our own mortality. And that fear was instilled in us during the patriarchy. When you have an understanding of the cycle of life and death and rebirth, and you have an understanding that everything is energy and that nothing ever disappears, and that your soul continues on. Your soul journey is so much more than just this lifetime. One woman called it, our body's a wetsuit for this lifetime. And so in order to control people, you have to create fear within them. People are more easily controlled when they're afraid. And so Death, we have been separated from death. And that has caused immeasurable problems, because often we see other people speak out or speak their truth, the suffragettes, the people who tried to abolish slavery, the people who have risen up and spoken out against what is wrong in our society, have often been severely punished or killed. And if you have no fear of death, there is nothing to keep you from speaking out and being civilly disobedient. But when you're afraid for your own hide, you tend to be a lot more docile and quiet. And that is where we have been as a people in most areas of the globe. And it is time to come back to who we truly are as immortal beings who are going through this lifetime in this body, and who are immensely, infinitely powerful in beautiful, in beautiful ways. And we are, each of us, here to contribute something to this planet. And it's not about being big and huge and changing all of humanity. It is about being the best you can be and being of service where you can be. And by being of service, I mean that coming from a space of deep love and offering that love to others so that you can both heal. Offering that to animals, offering that love to the planet. Being a conduit for whatever comes through you, whatever God or source or spirit or whatever you want to call it, whatever comes through you that is of benefit to this planet in whatever way, shape, or form. It can be as small as just saying hi to people that other people ignore. There are people who work with people that no one else cares about. There are people who simply take good care of their own families. That is being of service, because you are creating children and young adults who are also then loving and wanting to be of service. I think I've gotten a little bit off topic, but basically it is time for a shift back to our true selves, back to connection, in a nutshell. Where we have been for the past several thousand years is in a place of separation from ourselves and from the planet, who gives us everything we need. And we have been taught not to receive, but we have been taught that there are those who take and there are those who are taken from. And it is now time to come back into balance of giving and receiving. So this equinox is another step in that direction of coming back into balance, of looking at your fears and transmuting them into love. And if you need help doing that, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to, there are so many people that are able to help you with that. And it's not just about bringing up the fact that you're scared. It's about being able to sit with that fear, allowing it to expand, allowing yourself to love it, to accept it, to recognize that fear is simply a feeling in your body, nothing more. The fear itself cannot hurt you. Your resistance to the fear can cause problems because it gets stuck. So I am wishing you just a blessed spring. I hope that you're able to weather the situation with the virus, that you can see the blessings it is bringing to us. I'm seeing that in my community. People are reaching out to those who are either elderly or immunocompromised or in some other way more vulnerable, and are going shopping for them, are making sure they have what they need. And it is bringing us together as a community, at least in this area, in ways that I have not seen in several years. And I hear that about other places as well. So this can be a time of introspection if you're not at work. It can be a time of looking at what you truly desire to have in your life when you're not, running your kids back and forth to 20 different football, baseball, soccer games. Just a time to become quiet and come back to center. Because that alone, if you can find the quiet place within you, that is what you emanate. And that is contagious, just like fear. So if we can become the love that we want to see in our communities and radiate that out, that alone is of immense service, because then we can engage with others on a totally different level. And that's all part of what this equinox is about. So wishing you a wondrous spring, and may you and yours weather this virus, this pandemic, and find the blessings within. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.